Let's check out what we've got so far.
Distorted voices make their way to my ears. The dead don't speak, but I swear I can hear them. Tunneling further into worlds below. Concern of night creeping away to hell. Time must die.
Welcome to Savage Vocal Sundays, where we build vocal tracks from scratch. My name is Mahmoud, and today we're going to write some vocals to this piece of music. Let's check it out. Yeah, you get the idea. So, the first part, the slow and vibey kind of section, is a section that I wrote a while back. I was trying out this new guitar pedal called The Noise, hence the title of this project right now is The Noise. I wanted to write something that can make use of the pedal in a way that wasn't necessarily intended, which is to use it as something for a lead part. And once I've had this part, I was like, okay, what can we do with that afterwards? Which is when I came up with this synth part here. Once I had this synth part, I didn't really know where to go with the song just yet. I knew that I wanted a faster kind of groove, but I didn't have a riff yet. That's when my bandmate and fellow YouTuber Buri came through with a really cool riff, which is this one here. That's that, and then the slow riff afterwards, which is the one here, I think. We came up with that during the rehearsal of our band, and I've put together this demo right now, and what we're gonna do now is write vocals. So, full disclosure, I'm doing this for the first time in front of a camera. I'm used to recording vocals this way, but I've never done it in front of a camera, stacking vocals, so this will be a bit of a trial and error thing. Hopefully I can make a series out of this, so if you're interested, please stick around, subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, and let's write some lyrics first. I haven't done the writing yet, but I think I'm just gonna fast forward through that. I'm gonna spare you the writing, if in the future you want to see the writing process of that as well. But for now, I'm gonna snap, and then we're gonna have the lyrics. And we're back. Okay, I think I've got some lyrics that I should be able to work with. For those of you that maybe know the game Hades, recently, or a few months ago, a sequel came out, and I'm a huge fan. I've been a huge fan of the first game already. The lyrics are somewhat inspired by Malinois's journey into the underworld. So let's see what we can do with what we got now. I'm just gonna start recording and see what happens. All right, I think I'm gonna go for a bit of a lower pitched vocal relatively to what I'm used to. My mid-range scream is, I think, a bit on the lower end usually. So I'm gonna try and do what comes natural for me. Keep it in the lower mid-range for the main part for now. Let's see how that goes.
Distorted voices make their way to my ears. The dead don't speak, but I can hear them.
I don't like that one. The word distorted is so hard to pronounce and enunciate well when screaming. Such a bitch.
Distorted voices make their way to my ears. The dead don't speak, but I swear I can hear them.
That wasn't too bad. Let's listen back. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't very much in time. So let's try and do that a bit tighter. Maybe I can turn up the music just a tad. I think that should be better.
Distorted voices carry.
God damn it. Let's try it tighter.
Distorted voices make their way to my ears. The dead don't speak, but I swear I can hear them.
That was good. Let's try the second half of that. Tunneling further into worlds below all. Concert of night be my gateway to hell. Yeah, I think that should work.
Tunneling further into worlds below all. Concert of night be my gateway to hell.
That wasn't too bad. I didn't like the tunneling.
Tunneling further into what's below. Consort of night, be my gateway to hell. Time must die.
Let's check out what we've got so far.
Distorted voices make their way to my ears. The dead don't speak, but I swear I can hear them. Tunneling further into what's below. Consort of night, be my gateway to hell. Time must die.
Fuck yeah! I think this is what we're going. Yeah, I'm loving this. I am absolutely loving this. All right, let's keep working on this section. I want to add some layers. I usually like to add some layers to emphasize certain lines or sometimes just words. I'm thinking that I'm gonna do distorted basses make their way to my ear, that I don't speak, but I swear I can hear them. Yeah, I'm gonna double and triple probably the swear I can hear them.
Swear I can hear them.
No, I didn't like that. It was a bit screechy. Let's do it again.
Swear I can hear them. Time must die.
Let's do a triple of that.
Swear I can hear them.
Let's do a low one for the Be My Gateway to Hell.
Be my gateway to hell. Time must die.
Since we're at it, I think I'm gonna add some layers to the Time Must Die call out. I've got a mid-rangey kind of scream going on right now. So I'm gonna try and add a high-pitched one, I think. Let's try like Time Must Die. I think that could be cool. Let's try that.
Time must die.
Didn't like that. Let's try it again.
Time must die.
All right, let's do one more.
Time must die.
We could try and do a Phil Bozeman kind of thing with a lot of layers. He sometimes does that for like stuff that's supposed to sound super thick and like over the top. So let's try and maybe do, for this specific section, an additional 2 low ones, like 2 story. They don't need to be super intelligible because I have the other layers to kind of take over for the enunciation. So I'm not going to be too fussy about the enunciation here, but I want to try and enunciate still as well as I can. But with lower screaming, for me, it's kind of hard to enunciate well. So let's see what it goes.
Time must die. Time must.
Nope.
Time must die.
And this is where we're at currently with some layering done to the intro. Let's check that out.
Distorted voices make their way to my ears. The dead don't speak, but I swear I can hear them. Tunneling further into what's below. Consort of night, be my gateway to hell. Time must die.
Come on, man. This sounds so cool. Here's one thing that I want to mention here. I think that's very important. A lot of people that are trying to get into screaming and trying to figure out how to scream and why they're not sounding like their favorite vocalists, this is a big part. If you're comparing yourself to a finished product, which this is closer to a finished product than a raw one, and you're wondering, shit, why don't I sound like that? Because there's layers. And these layers are doing a lot of heavy lifting for modern metal production. So if you want to get into screaming, don't get discouraged. The pros are doing this. They're not doing what you're doing in your bedroom, probably. So just keep that in mind when you're starting out. Don't get discouraged. This is all part of it. And to get a professional sounding product, this is always done. I can almost guarantee it. Your favorite vocalist has done some kind of layering like that on their recordings. Most probably. So, with that out of the way, let's move on to the next sections. Let's see what we're gonna do. I think the immediate part right now I'm gonna leave empty. Let's see how that sounds. Maybe let's do like a maybe some noise, maybe a bleh, maybe something like that. I don't know. When the drums and the guitars are doing like the choppy stuff, I think that could be cool. Let's try that. Yeah, I don't like that. No, I think it needs to be empty. Yeah, I didn't like that, so we're canceling that idea. However, I think we can try and figure out the phrasing for this section here. Let's listen. I'm having a hard time right now.
A few moments later.
Sometimes you run into stuff like that where you want to do one rhythm, but the lyrics kind of dictate another. So I'm not sure what to do here. All right, I think I just figured it out. I had to move the first line to start on the 4 of the previous beat, and I think that solved it. Yeah, and I think I can even keep the previous lyrics. Maybe don't try and drink when you're supposed to record.
Love's easily forgotten, but I had my memento.
Yeah, that works. That fucking works. All right. I think I figured it out. I'm happy with that. Let's try and record the rest of the verse. Okay, I think the next line is a bit busier, but I think we can make it work.
The gaping black within me, a sacrifice made. You have the heart to resist my staff and blade. Love's easily forgotten, but I had my memento. Earth's fallen rotten, evil must be gone. The gaping black within me, a sacrifice made. You have the heart to resist my staff and blade.
Let's try and do some layers as we did for the previous part. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the Love's Easily Forgotten actually with more stuff to make it pop. But I had my memento. It should be the same.
But I had my memento.
Yeah.
But I had my memento.
Yeah, I think this works. And I think I'm gonna do a high-pitched one for the Love's Easily Forgotten.
Love's easily forgotten.
I'm just gonna overdo it a little bit. Just because, I mean, if not here, then where? And by here, I mean for this video. Let's just throw everything at it.
Love's easily forgotten. Love's easily forgotten.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna do the hearts foul and rotten, evil misbegotten. The second half of this line, I'm gonna do some low ones. I think these kind of should sound kind of death metal-y. Yeah, I think like that.
Hearts fallen rotten, evil misbegotten.
Oh, that kind of was shit.
Hearts fallen rotten, evil misbegotten.
Not a fan of these, but let's try and see. Yeah, they kind of work in context, so I'm just gonna keep that for now. I'm just gonna do a sacrifice made.
Yes, sacrifice made.
And the final line that we're gonna layer is gonna be by staff and blade. I think we're gonna do a bunch of layers for this one.
By staff and blade.
High ones and low ones, and maybe even the regular pitched ones.
By staff and blade.
And low.
By staff and blade.
Yeah, this is sounding kind of tough. Gotta be honest. Yeah, I still need to add the regular vocals because right now I just have one main in the center and I have 2 high-pitched ones and 2 lower-pitched ones, and it's kind of drowning out the main one, so I don't want that to happen because it's supposed to be the main voice, so let's add some of that.
My staff and blade. Love's easily forgotten, but I had my memento. Earth's fallen rotten, evil misbegotten. The gaping black within me, a sacrifice made.
let's do some vocals for the breakdown. I think I'm gonna try and emotionally try and be raw. By raw, I mean focusing on just getting the point across, not necessarily worrying about, is it high pitch, is it low pitch, is it this, is it that, does it need layers? Just get the anger across. And sometimes that's easier to do when you don't have that many layers, because it kind of feels closer to the heart for some reason. At least for me it does. Let's see if we can get away with doing as little as possible for this section.
Fuck your bass! Fuck your drums!
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I just want a better performance.
Hey! Fuck! Fuck your bass! Fuck your drums!
Yeah, I think this is cool. Let's try and do that. The next section maybe a bit faster. Maybe we even layer the next section slightly.
We cease fire! We cease existing! Existence! Resistance!
Yeah, I like this. I think this is the way to go. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother doing another take. I think this is the main one. And I'm gonna do some high-pitched and additional low-pitched ones for the final lines. Let's do it.
We cease fire! We cease existing!
I almost bit my tongue there, god damn it. Let's go for the existence, resistance. I think we need to triple that with additional low ones.
Existence! Resistance!
One more.
Existence! Resistance!
I think I can do better.
Existence! Resistance!
Yeah, I like that one. And I think that's kind of it. I currently don't have lyrics for the next section, so I'm just gonna call a day for this because I've been recording for a while now already. So, how about we listen to the result as it is right now? Let's check it out.
Voices make their way to my ears. The dead don't speak, but I swear I can hear them tunneling further into worlds below. Concern of night, creeping here without. Time must die.
And that's it. That was an interesting experience. There's still things that I could do and add and try. Maybe some more noises and layers and stuff like that. But for now, I'm actually kind of happy with this. So, if you enjoyed this, please leave a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more of this. And let me know if you like this format. If you enjoyed watching me write lyrics and the vocals for this piece of music. If you got a riff that you want me to record some vocals over, I'm actually happy to try that out for you. So if you got anything that you want to send me over and maybe use in a series like this video here, send me an email with your demo and with the tempo of the song. The email is going to be down below in the description, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to try and make this work as a series, so I would love it if you stuck around. I'm not even sure about the name at this point, Savage Vocal Sundays. Let me know if you like the name of that. the ring of that. And if you do, I would also love to hear the feedback on that. I think I really enjoyed this, even though I think you saw me struggle with some parts here. So let's not make this any longer than it needs to be. I'm Mahmoud. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Cheers. Welcome to several...